Hello everyone, it's Dan here from TommusRhodus Support. I'm just going to take you through a slightly more advanced tutorial for easy Google fonts with Pillar for WordPress. So in the last video we've changed a few of the headings and the paragraph text, etc. But the actual plugin itself is capable of a lot more. However, it does get a bit more tricky. For instance, if you wanted to change, say, the font for the menu up here, as none of these controls that are default to the plugin actually apply to that particular area, you'll need to create your own. Thankfully, the plugin makes the process very straightforward, and with a little bit of know-how how to use your browser's developer tools, the process is fairly simple, but I'll show you what I mean here. So to begin with, to create our own extra control, just to clarify, this is what I mean, it's one of these options available to us to then edit with the plugin. To create your own control, you go to Settings and Google Fonts. We'll give it a name. I'll call this Menu Text. And inside here, you need to place a list of your CSS selectors. Now, this particular thing you may have never heard of. If you're new to WordPress, then this could be a term that you've not come across before. Basically, what it's referring to is the CSS name given to these elements, which is then referenced in the CSS file to style it. So to find this, you can right click. I'm using Chrome here, but the process is similar in all major browsers. You can right click on the element we're aiming for and hit inspect, and you'll see a little pop-up window here. Now what you're looking at in this left panel is the HTML code, the actual code which is behind this page, so to speak, and over on the right, I'll just make this a little bigger, we've got the CSS that's being applied to this area. So what this means, we can see that the CSS selector here, the menu LIA, is controlling all of the elements that you can see highlighted in green and blue. So we can copy this, place it into our new control. We'll hit save, and I'll refresh the theme options so we can see the new control pop up. So we go back into typography, we can see a new one has appeared here. This is menu text, so now we can start fiddling around. Let me choose a really crazy font so you can see the effect. There you go. You can see that. That's changed immediately, there and then. So let's just quickly mix it up a little. We'll just make it all lowercase and underlined, just to be crazy. And hey, you know, as with the rest of the plugin, you can also control the font size, the spacing, pretty much everything you want. It's all very simple. So let's take another example. Let's say, for instance, you want to specifically change. Let's take an example here. Let's say you wanted to change just the font for this heading here. So what we would do, we take the class, so we right click on the element we want, hit inspect. We can see the class here in the CSS that's referencing that. So we go back into our font controls, and we can just start creating more from there. So let's hit create a new font control. Let's give it a name of Team Small Title. Hit save. We'll pop in our selector and save that. And if I refresh the theme options again, just scroll down to the bit we're referring to here. So we go back into typography, theme typography. We've got our new control here. And let's do the same again. Let's just go for a big obvious font. You can see that's changed straight away, so let's just do some more changes so you can really see it. And there you go. Simple as that. Well, there you go. That's a more advanced tutorial for easy Google Fonts with Pillar. I hope this has been useful. If there are any more questions about this, do come see me over at support. Thanks for watching.